Good morning. Always great to have you with us. So, I mean, as a mental health professional, what do you think, just generally, let's not talk specifically yet about this instance, but just the whole idea of pageant competitions. You know, you think about competing in school, we talk a lot about social media creating a comparison trap, and this is sort of one of those things where that's exactly what you're doing. Is this harmful or helpful? What do you think?
Well, the studies show it can be both. For some, it can increase self-esteem because they're developing important aspects of who they are. But for others, it can be quite negative. In fact, there have been studies that show people in the pageant world tend to have lifelong eating disorders. It's this pressure to always measure up to an ideal, the thin ideal, to look good, to present good, to be perfect. And that can take a real toll on one's self-esteem because nobody could deal with that pressure 24/7. It's just not realistic.
You know, there's more to the pageants than just the stage competition, right?
Yeah.
These women, they're often traveling, they're doing speaking engagements, they're doing community outreach. Oma Sofia, the now former Miss Teen USA, even wrote a multilingual children's book, and she's only in 11th grade.
She's amazing.
So how should winners approach their roles to make sure they have a positive experience?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really important to accept who they really are, to stay focused on what is their mission as a crown holder. It's to share their voice, be authentic, to think about the good that you can do for whatever topic you think is important to share, whether it's spreading education or information, and also to surround yourself with support systems, people who can build you up, because there's a toxic culture within the pageant world where people are willing to pull you down, and also the public can be very fickle and very tough. So to have your good people around you, maybe even a therapist, and to battle any of that negative feelings or ideas you have about yourself while you're fulfilling your mission.
So, Dr. Robi, that's a great tip, having people around you to build you up. Certainly something that we need to continue breaking down the stigma on is reaching out for a therapist, seeking that actual professional help. But I'm wondering, any other tips you have? Because while most of us, right, are not pageant winners, a lot of us understand the pressure of feeling like you need to achieve so much, perfectionism, being on all the time. What else should people think about? What else can you give to people this morning to try to help them overcome those battles?
I think it's really about self-acceptance, really liking who you are and coming to terms with who you're not. I mean, when people feel loved, it's feeling love for who you are and who you're not, the whole package. And if we can give that to ourselves, and part of it is putting ourselves in an environment where the people around us have our back and are mirroring and reminding us of our strengths as we go through the challenging time of our lives.
Dr. Robi, really important conversation. Good one that we can all relate to, pageant queens or not. Thank you very much for joining us.